Namibia. Now, just like most tribes in Africa, those in what is now Namibia did not see land as something that can be owned and didn't worry on creating boundaries between tribes. The differences in the ethnic group culture in Namibian and European culture created friction during the colonization, and when colonization began, these differences would have to be settled. The increased German presence in Namibia caused many shifts in politics, culture, and life within ethnic groups. The changes were immediate when Namibia was suddenly faced with a European presence. The Namibians did not receive the arrival of Germans kindly. There were written requests to Britain for protection from the Germans, from the Nama and the Damaras. Germany's colonization was by no means peaceful process, as they made sure to gain control of the country through any means necessary, like resorting to violence when the Namibian leaders would not sign treaties. Herero and Amakwa genocide was a campaign of racial extermination and collective punishment that the German Empire undertook in German Southwest Africa against the Herero and Nama people. It is considered to have been the first genocide in the 20th century. It took place between 1904 and 1907 during the Herero Wars. On January 12, 1904, the Herero people, led by Samuel Mahero, rebelled against Germany in the colonial rule. In August, German General Lavar von Trotha defeated the Herero in the Battle of Waterberg and drove them into the desert of Omahiki, where most of them died of dehydration. In October, the Nama people also rebelled against the Germans, only to suffer a similar fate. In total, 24,000 to 100,000 Herero and 10,000 Nama died. The genocide was characterized by widespread death from starvation and dehydration due to the prevention of the retreating Herero from leaving the Namib Desert by German forces. Some sources also claim that the German colonial armies systematically poisoned the desert wells in order to kill them. Most of the violent methods and strategies from this genocide were used and carried over into the Holocaust many decades later. So, introducing the idea of land possession, the ethnic groups in Namibia, much like most of the Americas and other parts of Africa, was a devastating change to the habits of the ethnic groups in the South. So they could no longer survive on farming for themselves without trying to integrate themselves into the wage-based economy, which proved to be difficult with the white minority rule. By 1913, black Namibians had lost 90% of their cattle and 70% of small livestock to either disease or the Germans, and owned 6% of the land. Most of that 6% was not arable, and nearly all black Namibians ended up being forced to work for wages, earning barely enough to buy food. Germany looked to the people in the north to recruit for labor operations. It was very successful because of how tough it was to farm in the northern part of the country. About 90% of adult male Africans living in south of Ovamba land worked for Germans, either farming, mining, or working in the government. This dramatically increased the profit of the colonizing in Germany's Southwest Africa Company while decreasing the freedom of native Namibians. By the end of German rule, nearly all previous inhabitants of Namibia were less well off and more reliant on European wage-based system for everyday goods. The struggle goes on.